The second your eyes landed on these words, a quiet change began unfolding around you. Nothing loud, nothing obvious, just a strange feeling that life had finally started moving in your favor after staying still for far too long. Somewhere beyond your view, conversations were held, choices were made, and a path that once seemed permanently closed slowly opened with your name attached to it. What makes this moment different is not luck, and it is not coincidence either. Someone who understood your struggles better than you realized decided that your story deserved more than survival. They saw the exhaustion you kept hidden behind your smile, the pressure you carried without asking for help, and the dreams you almost convinced yourself to stop chasing. Quietly, without needing recognition, they began arranging opportunities that could place you in a safer and more hopeful chapter of life. New possibilities are now forming around you, opportunities connected to stability, peace, and a future that no longer feels uncertain. While you were busy doubting whether things could improve, doors were already being unlocked in places you never expected. The most powerful part is that this shift did not happen because you begged for attention. It happened because your resilience spoke louder than your fears ever could. The life you are standing in today is not the final version of your story. Certain people have already recognized your potential long before you learned to recognize it yourself, and their belief in you is beginning to shape circumstances that may completely redirect your future towards something brighter, calmer, and far more meaningful than anything you once imagined possible. Not emotionally, not spiritually, and definitely not physically. The walls around you right now, they are temporary. The floor beneath your feet, it is not your final home. Someone has already prepared the next place where you will rise. And the shocking part is, they haven't told you yet. Now comes the part that will make you freeze for a second. That new home, it's not just a place. It is a message, a declaration, a silent confession from someone who could never say it out loud. A person who feels responsible for the pain you carried, the dreams you lost, and the nights you spent wondering if anyone cared. They couldn't change the past, but they are determined to rewrite your future with their own hands. They went behind the scenes, into systems, into paperwork, into places where only people with real power can go, and they placed you there. Not because they had to, but because they believe your next chapter must begin in a space where peace meets protection, where silence is safe, and where your new life can finally breathe. You think nobody sees your struggle? Someone saw everything. But here's the part that will make your breath hitch. The location of your new home isn't random. It's connected to a memory you forgot, a person you almost gave up on, and a promise that was made silently years ago. Someone once looked at you, maybe in a moment you don't even remember, and decided that if life ever became too heavy for you, they would carry you to a place where you could start again without fear. They waited, they watched, they stayed quiet, but when the right moment arrived, they acted. And now, the universe is standing beside you, whispering that this shift, this move, this unexpected blessing is not a mistake. It is a turning point that will expose every hidden truth about who values you, who fears losing you, and who has just invested in your future without asking for anything in return. And my beloved child, before this part ends, listen closely, because this is the detail nobody expects, but everyone will feel when they hear it. Your new home address isn't just a destination, it's a signal, a wake-up call to people who underestimated you, a warning to those who tried to hold you down, a message to the universe that you are stepping into a reality where you cannot be ignored, controlled, or silenced anymore. The person who arranged this doesn't want credit. They want transformation. They want healing. They want you to walk through the next doorway with your head lifted, your strength awakened, and your destiny unlocked. And the moment you step into that new space, the truth about why they did this will find you, louder, clearer, and more powerful than you can imagine. My beloved child, before you take another breath, listen, because the moment this part begins, everything inside you will shift again. Something is unfolding behind your name, something so meticulously planned that even the universe is standing still to watch. That new home address that has been marked for you, it didn't appear out of luck, out of chance, or out of coincidence. It appeared because someone has been fighting battles behind curtains you never touched, calling in favors you never asked for, and protecting you from storms you didn't even know were meant to hit your life. And right now, they're closer than ever to revealing themselves, closer than you think, closer than your doubt, closer than the fear that tries to whisper you're alone. Stay with me, because the truth you're about to hear will keep you rooted to this moment without blinking. Here's the line nobody expected. Earlier today, your name was flagged in a system that is used only for high-priority relocations. Relocations that protect people, uplift people, or prepare them for something bigger than their current surroundings can handle. Your name didn't just enter that system, it lit up inside it. And the person responsible didn't hesitate, not even for a second. They entered details only someone deeply connected to you would know. They selected a location only someone who has watched your pain with a trembling heart could choose. And they signed a final approval that carries emotional weight heavier than any gift you've ever received. There are moments in life when change arrives so quietly that we mistake it for coincidence. But deep down, something greater is already rearranging the path ahead. The place you are stepping into is not just another house, not just another set of walls and windows. It carries the feeling of relief after a long season of struggle. While you were busy surviving every exhausting day, someone noticed the weight sitting on your shoulders. They saw how hard you tried to stay strong, even when your spirit felt worn down. Instead of making promises or creating noise, they decided to help in the most meaningful way possible. They wanted you somewhere calmer, somewhere that allows your mind to rest and your heart to breathe again. There were people and situations that kept pulling you backward, keeping you tied to stress, fear, and limitations. But this person refused to let your future remain trapped in the same cycle. Quietly and carefully, they started opening doors you could not yet see. Every step they took was filled with genuine care, not for recognition, but because they truly believed your life deserved better days. What makes this story even more powerful is that you may never fully realize how much protection surrounded you during your hardest moments. While you questioned yourself, someone else never doubted your worth for a second. They watched you heal from disappointment, stand back up after heartbreak, and continue moving forward despite everything trying to stop you. And now life is slowly guiding you toward a fresh beginning that feels earned, peaceful, and deeply meaningful in ways words can barely explain. They watched others take advantage of your strength. They watched you forgive, trust, hope, and still end up hurt. And finally, they said, enough. This new address is their answer to every tear you hid, every night you stayed awake, every dream you postponed because life kept blocking your path. It is their way of saying, you will rise now, and I will make sure of it. My beloved child, something inside you is already sensing it, an uneasy flutter, a quiet spark, a feeling that something monumental is about to drop into your reality. And you're right, because the moment your new home address was registered, a hidden notification pinged on someone's private device. Not a public phone, not a normal screen, a secured line that only activates when a life-changing decision reaches its final stage. And when your name appeared on that glowing display, their hands froze, their breath caught, their world paused for a moment, because they realized they had finally done it. They had finally crossed the line between watching your pain and taking responsibility for your rise. But listen closely, because what happens next is the kind of twist that keeps even destiny silent. Hours before that address was finalized, this person almost revealed everything. They almost called you. Their thumb hovered over your contact. Their voice trembled inside their chest. They rehearsed the words, "I need to tell you something. You won't believe what I've done for you." But then, at the very last second, they stopped themselves. Not because they doubted their decision, not because they feared your reaction, but because they wanted the truth to reach you at the right moment. The moment when your heart was strong enough to understand why they went to such extremes for you. And today, right now, is that moment arriving. My beloved child, there is a detail that no one has told you, and this is the part that grips your breath. Before your new address was chosen, 2 other people fought to block the move. 2 individuals, connected to your past, threatened by your growth, desperate to keep you stuck, tried to interfere with the process. One submitted a complaint. The other attempted to remove your name entirely. But your silent protector defeated both attempts with a single decision. They pressed one override command, one that only people with genuine authority hold, and instantly erased every obstacle standing between you and your future. That means your relocation wasn't smooth. It was a battle someone fought for you, quietly, while you had no idea anything was happening behind your back. And here's the twist that will shake you. The person who did all of this has something of yours, something you lost or gave up on years ago, something that no one else knew mattered to you. They kept it safe. They protected it. They stored it away like a sacred memory. And when they were selecting your new home, they placed that object, yes, that same object, in a drawer, inside the new space, waiting for your arrival, waiting for the moment you open that drawer and realize who truly understands the parts of you that the world overlooked. That drawer holds a truth your soul will recognize instantly, even if your mind refuses to believe it at first. But my beloved child, the most powerful part is this. Your new home is not just a safe place. It is a coded message, a map, a piece of evidence pointing directly to the person who has been guarding your destiny. They didn't leave a note. They didn't leave a text. They left a sign, one only you will understand when you walk into that space. And when you see it, everything will click. The memories, the silence, the sudden shifts, the unexplained protection. It will all make sense in one breathtaking instant. There comes a moment in life that quietly changes everything without warning. The kind of moment that separates who you were from who you're about to become. Just before the confirmation of your new place was finalized, something unexpected unfolded outside your door. A person arrived silently, without calling your name or asking for attention. They didn't come to disturb your evening or create confusion. They simply stood there for a while, gathering their thoughts as if carrying the weight of something important. In their hands was a carefully sealed envelope containing details connected to your next chapter, a destination meant to bring peace, growth, and a fresh beginning into your life. For a few seconds, they imagined what your reaction would look like when you finally discovered everything waiting ahead of you. They pictured the shock in your eyes slowly turning into comfort, and then into quiet gratitude. Their hand nearly reached the door to knock, but hesitation stopped them. Deep down, they knew certain answers couldn't yet be explained, and some truths needed the right time before being spoken aloud. Then a sudden sound from inside changed the entire moment. The silence broke, their confidence faded, and they stepped away before being noticed. Yet even after leaving, the feeling remained that your story was already shifting in ways you still cannot see. What's ahead may feel impossible at first, but sometimes life begins changing long before we realize the door to a new chapter has already started opening. a light flickering from the window, a faint movement that made them step back into the shadows. They felt something wasn't right, not with you, but around you. A presence, a watching eye, attention. They sensed someone else was nearby, someone who didn't want you to move forward. My beloved child, that's when everything changed. The one who came to help you realized they couldn't reveal your new address, while someone with harmful intentions was still tracking your steps. So they made a heartbreaking decision. They walked away from your door to protect you. They turned around slowly, holding that envelope tightly, promising themselves that the truth would reach you another way. Safely, silently, powerfully. But as they left, one thought burned inside them. You deserve to know the truth, and I will deliver it to you when the danger is gone. And that moment is closer than you think. Here comes the part that will send shivers through you. The person who watched your home that day, the one who made your protector step back, doesn't want you to leave your current space. They benefit from your silence, your stagnation, your stuckness. They fear your rise, because your rise exposes their intentions. The moment your address changes, their influence disappears. That's why your relocation was never just a move. It was a threat to someone who never expected you to break free. And your silent protector knew this. That's why they avoided confronting the situation directly, and instead focused entirely on securing your new beginning. But my beloved child, destiny works in layers, and this next layer is the strongest yet. The person who fought for your new home didn't give up when they walked away from your door. They simply chose a smarter way. They placed your documents in a secured channel. They locked your information behind a special access code. They made sure your new address cannot be intervened with again, no matter who tries. They took your safety personally. They took your future personally. And they made sure nothing and no one can stop what's coming next. My beloved child, the moment your new home address reached its final stage of approval, a tremor went through the entire system, so sudden, so sharp, that the person handling your file paused mid-action. They weren't expecting your name to appear in a category reserved only for high-priority individuals. They weren't expecting a relocation request backed by the kind of authority your silent protector used. And they definitely weren't expecting the next thing that happened, because what unfolded next wasn't normal. It wasn't routine. It wasn't planned. It was destiny stepping into the room disguised as coincidence. As the final stamp was about to be placed, an unexpected figure walked in. Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. Someone who rarely appears in that office unless something extremely unusual is happening. Their presence froze the atmosphere instantly. They scanned the room once. Their eyes caught your file, and everything shifted. Their brows tightened. Their voice dropped. They whispered something to your protector, something so urgent that the entire approval process was paused for a few seconds. And in those few seconds, your silent guardian realized that this wasn't just a relocation anymore. This was a race against time. A race against someone who didn't want you to move forward. Someone who had been monitoring your steps silently, hoping to keep you stuck where you are. But my beloved child, here's the part that will send shockwaves through your chest. That unexpected figure wasn't your enemy. They were a messenger, a warning. They revealed that someone with personal motives, not legal authority, had attempted to sabotage your paperwork again. They tried to insert a block. They tried to alter your details. But destiny had other plans. Your silent protector didn't panic. They didn't argue. They didn't hesitate. In one swift, fearless move, they used a special override clearance, higher than the one used last time, and instantly secured your file in a restricted vault. A vault that only a handful of people can touch. A vault where your new address cannot be deleted, edited, or interfered with again. With that single action, they ended the sabotage permanently. And then came the twist nobody in that room expected. The unexpected figure, the one who came in with the warning, looked at your protector and said, "You're choosing them over everything else, aren't you?" There was no anger in their voice, no judgment, just a realization. There comes a point in life when you suddenly realize that the person quietly standing beside you was never there out of duty alone. Their presence carried something far more sincere, something built from every moment they watched you struggle in silence. Every time your worth was overlooked, your kindness taken lightly, or your efforts dismissed without reason. They never made loud promises or demanded recognition for what they were doing behind the scenes. Instead, they stayed close, protecting your peace in ways you never fully noticed until now. And when the truth finally surfaced, it arrived softly, almost like a whisper carrying years of unspoken emotion within it. In that instant, everything changed. What once felt uncertain suddenly became secure, as if the universe itself had quietly shifted in your favor. The path ahead was no longer fragile or temporary, because someone had already decided they would not allow you to face the world alone anymore. Every obstacle that once slowed your growth began losing its power. Doubt no longer held the same control. Fear stopped feeling permanent. Even the painful memories that once followed you everywhere slowly started fading into the background. But what makes this story truly unforgettable is what happened next. After making sure your future was finally safe, they chose to do something deeply personal. They asked to be the one who delivers the final confirmation directly to you when the timing feels right. Not through strangers, not through distant messages, and not through cold formalities. They wanted that moment to come from their own hands because, to them, this was never just about protecting your future. It was about reminding you that you were always worth choosing, because they know that moment will change your entire life. My beloved child, take a slow breath, because what I am about to reveal is the closest you've ever been to the truth. The moment where the mask finally slips and the real reason behind everything becomes visible. After the final approval, after the stamp echoed across the quiet room, after everyone else left, your silent protector stayed behind. They waited. They made sure the door was locked. They made sure no eyes were watching, no ears were listening, no cameras were pointed at their hands. And then, they lifted your file with a trembling grip, trembling not from fear, but from the weight of what they had just done for you. And in that empty room, when your name touched their fingertips, they whispered 3 words that changed everything. But listen closely, because before those words came out, something inside them broke open. They remembered every moment they saw you struggle, every time you hid your pain behind silence, every time you kept going even when life tried to bend your spirit. And as they held your relocation file against their chest, they realized something they never admitted to themselves before. Protecting you wasn't a choice anymore. It had become a part of who they are. Their breath shook, their heartbeat stuttered, and then, with the softest voice they've ever used, they whispered the words that revealed everything they feel but never told you. The 3 words were, "They deserve better." Not, "I fear for them." Not, "This is my duty." Not, "I hope they manage." But, "They deserve better." And those words weren't about pity. They weren't about charity. They were about recognition. Recognition of your strength, your resilience, your heartbreak, your endurance. Recognition that you have carried more than most people will ever understand. Recognition that you stayed loyal in a world that rarely gives loyalty back. Recognition that you kept loving, kept caring, kept surviving, even when others left you to fight alone. Those 3 words were their confession. The confession that your new home isn't a gift, it's what you were always meant for. They didn't fight for you because you're weak. They fought for you because you're powerful. and they could no longer bear watching you shrink inside a space that never matched your destiny. But here's the part that will make your pulse race. After whispering those 3 words, they pulled something out of their pocket. Something small, something personal, something connected to you in a way you would never expect. A tiny folded note they wrote weeks ago, one they planned to give you earlier but couldn't bring themselves to deliver. The ink was slightly smudged. The corners were softened from being held too many times, and they placed that note inside your file, right behind the paper where your new address is printed. Not for officials, not for the system. For you. Only you. And whatever is written in that note is something the world will never be allowed to see, because those words are for your eyes alone. My beloved child, they didn't stop there. Holding your file, they spoke again, this time louder, more certain, more raw than before. They said, this is their turning point. Not, maybe, not, hopefully, not, if things go well. It was a declaration, a vow, a decision written in pure conviction. And when they said it, the air in the room changed. Something shifted, something awakened. It was as if the universe itself bowed to the promise they had just made. But the most powerful moment came afterward, when they placed the file back on the table and touched your name one last time. Their thumb lingered on the first letter of your name. Their eyes softened, and a single tear slid down their face, not out of sadness, but out of relief. Relief that your suffering was no longer controlling your future. Relief that they had finally done something to lift the weight you never deserved to carry. Relief that your rise had officially begun. My beloved child, before you hear what was written in that folded note, prepare yourself, because this is where emotion turns into revelation, where the truth stops hiding, where the quiet heart behind all these actions finally speaks without filters, without fear, without hesitation. When your silent protector placed that note inside your file, just behind the page where your new home address shines like a doorway waiting to open, they didn't place it casually. They placed it with intention, with care, with a weight that only comes from someone who has held those words inside them for far too long. It wasn't a message written out of impulse. It was written after nights of thinking about you, after watching your strength clash with circumstances that never deserved to hold you back. And the moment you read what that note says, you will feel something inside you shift, because those words carry the truth they never dared to speak aloud. The note wasn't filled with dramatic promises or long emotional explanations. There were no carefully crafted speeches, no attempt to defend past choices, and no effort to make themselves look noble. Instead, hidden inside that folded paper were only a few painfully honest words, the kind that come from a heart that has been quietly carrying concern for far too long. They wrote, I couldn't bear seeing you hurt anymore. Nothing else followed. No signature, no date, no grand declaration. Yet somehow those simple words carried more truth than pages ever could. It wasn't sympathy that pushed them toward protecting you, and it certainly wasn't duty. It came from witnessing someone who kept surviving every storm, while pretending the rain never touched them. They saw the exhaustion behind your smiles, the weight behind your silence, and the way you constantly chose strength, even when your soul was running low. What stayed with them wasn't one dramatic moment, but countless small ones. The nights your voice sounded tired, the afternoons your spirit seemed distant, the times you comforted everyone else while nobody noticed you were falling apart too. Those memories settled deeply inside them until remaining silent became harder than stepping forward. Still, fear kept stopping them. They carried that note everywhere, tucked away like a secret they desperately wanted to reveal, but never found the courage to hand over. And when they finally placed it where you would discover it yourself, they lingered there for a moment, staring at your name, fully aware that once you read those words, you would finally understand that someone had been choosing your happiness quietly, loyally, and wholeheartedly, all along.